by my main man, Earl Cameron. Only team that could beat this team was the world champ. DJ Knox, who rocks the box, the mind behind Built for This Network. What's up? And remember, y'all, I need y'all to hit that follow button on Built for This Network. We trying to build the network. We trying to provide content. We got music. We got conversation. We got support. We got sports, entertainment, geopolitical, social conversation, and my favorite, hip hop. So we gonna keep this network popping. And look, don't get into a mindset of radio. This is not. It says Built for This Radio Network, but at the end of the day, we are not radio. This is not terrestrial radio. I need you guys to listen to as many of these shows as we can put up. Any show we got on here, we want you to listen to it, because when you listen to it, you do us a favor. When you do us a favor, you do yourself a favor, because you'll be wildly entertained as well as informed. Back to the list. The next one is a team who had one of the most monstrous defenses in the world, one of the greatest quarterbacks in the history of the game, and a big-time running back. A lot of these dudes, because we are trained to be a microwave society and only view things that are directly in front of us, we always forget that people are to the left, to the right, and behind us. I'm not saying that they're less than if they're behind us, but they're in the past. I refuse to let that happen to you guys. That's why I talk about the things that I talk about, because my show is doper than most people's shows, and the Built for This Network is doper than most networks. I'm just saying. Hey, and if you're asking why am I blowing my own horn? Because if I don't blow my horn, there will be no music. How about that? Next. This is a team with chock full of Hall of Famers. It should be at least one more. My man RC is really going to respect this. This is the Purple People Eater Minnesota Vikings. Lost 4 Super Bowls. This is why I keep telling y'all. They always tell you, this is the greatest. We've never seen this before. The Vikings from the 60s, in the 70s, they lost 4 Super Bowls. So the Buffalo Bills are not the only team to do that. Fran Tarkenton, Carl Eller, what's his name, Page, and my man Jim Marshall. They all need to be, all 3 of them are in the Hall of Fame. Jim Marshall should be in the Hall of Fame. Big ups to the 70s Minnesota Vikings. They are number 7. Back to the end of this podcast, hosted by your man, HRap B. Now, with that being said, D Graders, what's up, my man? My cousin D Graders in the building. What's good, my brother? Now, with that being said, USA, I'm doing a little basketball conversation right now. Y'all know football is always going to be the best and last on Saturdays. Now, USA basketball, I think they're in turmoil right now. The Vikings lost with Chris Carter and Moss team. Hey, Victor, slow down, buddy. Slow down there, Vic. But USA basketball, I think they're at the crossroads right now. 25, 26 years ago, USA, but actually 30 years ago, they got their ass kicked by the Russians. In 31 years ago, they got their ass kicked by the Russians. And since then, we've been in a frenzy because basketball is our game, and we can't let anybody beat us in this because we want to be the best at everything. That's how America thinks. But at the end of the day, it doesn't work that way. United States of America, everything does not go your way. I'm sorry. Hey, get over it. Build the bridge. Get over it. Now, the basketball world is consistently on the rise. But as long as you have poor, disenfranchised people in America who will play this game because they love it, not because they learn to love it, it's because it's embedded in you in Los Angeles, New York, D.C., Dallas, Atlanta, Miami, Chicago, Memphis, all over the United States. It's a part of the fiber of our community. So you will never get past us in this. So this is how I know, and this is why I say these people who control basketball in America, these people who control these leagues, they really don't want to win, because the easiest way to win the Olympics in basketball is to do what these other countries do and create your own team. When you create your own team, you have a situation to whereas you are grooming players. See, you can use USA basketball as a feeder for the rest of for the NBA and other leagues, so you can get the growth and development. GD to the world blow up. Only people in Chicago know what I just said. Growth and development in basketball. What you can do is get lesser thans, get them one coach, and they'll be groomed to battle against the rest of the world. That's all you have to do. See, all these superstars, you are risking $200 million, excuse me, $220 million to play free basketball. How much sense does that make? But if you simply just get 12 to 15 guys, let's just say 15 guys, or even 20 guys who almost made the league, groom them to be the best players possible, and consistently bring people who didn't get drafted, people who play overseas, and have them play for you, pay them, and then you'll have a U.S. basketball feeder. But you would rather get pros because you're trying to sell merchandise. Do you know how many guys, excuse me guys, excuse me, do you know how many guys who me, you, and everybody else watching March Madness never get drafted? They delivering milk and bread and working as construction workers right now. Big time basketball players. They can play for USA basketball and go over there and dominate in the Olympics. Let's just be honest. It's our game. It's the hood's game. And I don't mean the United States. It's the hood's game. Because, again, ain't nobody going to see Trevor shoot no basketball. Come on, man. It's not going to happen. But Malik and Juan and Jose and Hector, we out here whooping on people, man. We're whooping on your head in these hoods, man. So if y'all really want to win consistently, take some of these guys who come from Rudy Poo State and West Virginia Tech and North Kakalaka State and all this. Get these guys together, put them on a team, pay them royally, and then you will have a feeder system to play the Olympics instead of always asking Bradley Beal and this guy and that guy and the third guy to play for the USA team. They will have continuity, they will have great coaching, and they will continue to win. Miss me with this nonsense that you have to have superstars. Only reason you want superstars is because you're trying to get money. So USA basketball, you know, you will get the award, grab a bunch of chairs, Mr. Colangelo, and the rest of you Rudy Poots, and sit your ass down. Sit your ass down. Because it is some nonsense. It's just a nonsense. And we want a bunch of pros, so every 4 years we can sell these ugly ass USA jerseys and jackets and t-shirts and keep people popping. But y'all see, they continue to miss the boat. Man, the great DJ Knox talk about people who cannot identify with what's going on around them. If you present a winner, people will get it. That's all you have to do. You get people love underdogs in America. I know y'all listening because I'll be hearing too much of my stuff on ESPN. So still listen to it. Get a feeder system with people who didn't make the pros, very talented ball players who are excellent college hoopers, and put them in a system and send them over there and they'll beat the hell out of them. Them young boys can't play the IT. I don't get that, Chief. Dude, but see, the thing is, Chief, man, they can. Don't look at it this way, Chief. I don't understand that statement, but I'm assuming you saying they can't keep up with the Olympic quality players. Look at it this way, dog. How many times, and see, you're the perfect person to respond to this, Chief. How many times have we watched we see Shamanon beat Ralph Sampson in Virginia. We see Villanova with a great game plan and a great coach beat a more talented Georgetown. We see a bunch of teams going to a bit like, remember, 40 Minutes of Hell, Nolan Richardson, they went in there and beat a more talented UCLA team. On paper, UCLA should have beat the hell out of Scotty Thurman and those guys because they were quote-unquote misfits. But at the end of the day, Nolan Richardson had a team. Bobby Knight never had the best talent. He had the best team. Now, by a lot, now when you go overseas, they might have Giannis Antetokounmpo who playing for Greece. Why he ain't playing for Nigeria is beyond me, but that's a whole other conversation. Then you got the Euro teams, the Greeks, the Russians, and so forth and so on. You got the Chinese teams. Those teams can't keep up. Now, at one point when you had the United, they can't be international teams, man. They can't. Like I'm saying, at one point you had the USSR, and they had the Slavic teams, they had the Slavic countries, and they had the Tony Kukoc and the Vladik Divac and all those dudes playing on the same team. No, they wouldn't lose, y'all. They wouldn't use them young boys. Don't have a team mentality. But see, that's why I'm saying. See, y'all missing what I'm saying. You get a group of people who are a team, not just keep plucking this guy and this guy. You get, for example, I can't think of anybody right off the top of my head. I will, but if necessary, Tuesday show, I will get a series of college basketball players who didn't make it to the big time, like Conrad McCray, Lawrence Moulton, in the backcourt you have a Chris, what was it, Fire and Ice at North Carolina State, Rodney Monroe and Chris something or whatever. You get those guys playing on a regular basis throughout the year as a team. You get them coached up, and then you send them over there to play against a team with one star. We see it in the NCAA tournament every year. Kevin Durant was the National Player of the Year down there at Texas, shooting everybody at the gym, scoring at will. Nobody could stop him. And he ran into Rudy Poo State. That's a team, and they got stumped. Virginia did it this year. Texas Tech did it throughout the tournament. If you have a team of guys who are playing together and they have one coach, one mindset, one mission, they can beat anybody. Again, I reference Big Illinois used to have a crew called JDN. I watched them for years play quote-unquote hoopers. JDN were non-athletic. They just knew Ant was good from the corner. They knew Chill was going to rebound. They knew this dude was going to this dude was going to do that. And they would be quote-unquote hoopers on a regular basis because the hoopers come in here because they weren't together. They are exactly what y'all are saying. They had the wrong mentality. They looked at Big Illinois and them like, we finna kick their ass. We finna take the court. And that was it. I got Big Mo from Tiger Pod. What's up, brother? Thank you for the support. You know, and that's what I'm saying. It's hard for France to beat you because they only have Tony Parker and Thabo Sefolosha. If you get some of these big-time college boys, pay them a couple $100,000 a year to be Team USA, coach their ass up for 2 years, send them to the World Championship, continue to coach their ass up for 2 more years, and send their ass to the Olympics. Ain't nobody beating them, man. Nobody's gonna beat them. It's just like, you know, we gonna send, because what we're doing is sending a team of unfamiliar big time talent over there, and they just talenting them to death. But y'all, Chief Rocker and Victor Morrow are real sports fans. I'm speaking directly to them because they responded. Chief Rocker and Victor Morrow, everything in their soul will make them watch those games because they are sports fans. They be like, let me see this, man. These motherfuckers better not lose. That's some bull, man. Y'all better not. And then next thing you know, they winning back, instead of winning back 25-30, they winning back 8-6. And now you're engaged. Guess what? Chief, I don't know if Chief Rock and Victor Morrow gonna run around here wearing USA hats, but you might get a jersey or something. You know what I'm saying? But people who are fringe fans will start buying that gear. They get the same money, and it would be more engaging. You would want to see it. I don't want to go see KG and LeBron and these dudes go over there and beat the hell out them dudes by 30. Who wants to watch a blowout? Even when your team win the Super Bowl, your team win the World Series, when your team win the World Series for nothing, you really don't give a damn. But if your team win the finals, the NCAA tournament, or the Super Bowl, you don't want to see a blowout. You want a good game and your team to win. That's all I'm. Yeah, thanks, Vic. That's all I'm saying, because it will be more engaging. Now, you just can't get 15 Rudies, but you have to develop a culture. This is what's wrong with the National Basketball Association now. This is what's wrong with sports in general. There are no culture. This is why you love the NCAA, because There is always competition. You don't know when Duke is gonna lose.